Hello, everybody. It's episode 81 of WCW. I am Swarls. We are very close to Clash of the Champions XXX, aka Clash 30, in 5 days, which is going to be a Nitro branded Clash of the Champions. So we're going to have the Go Home Nitro right before that. We'll hit that Clash. And then we'll tape Saturday night right after that. That's 3 days in a row of stuff. And then we'll see. That might be the whole stream. We'll see how far we get. Sign John Cena when he's available. I mean, what year do you think John Cena is a rookie? 2001? I think we got a while. Let's see. Jim Duggan's healthy. Good for you. Good for you, Hacksaw. House show in Manitoba. Right. We're still. Is this actually helping? Doing these Canada house shows. Yes, we are gaining 1 point. We're gaining like 1 point per house show, I think. Because we have TV in Ontario and the Maritimes, so it makes sense. And we're weirdly popular in Alberta and British Columbia. But it seems like ever since we started doing house shows, we're going up like 1 point every month or so. So we are very, very slowly. Title history? Sure. So the Triple Crown, since we've had it, it's been Stan Hansen, Jumbo. Actually, did we even? That wasn't even us. God, when did we get? So Unknown was Jumbo, and then he lost it to Kobashi. I don't think we even had. I don't remember who the champion was when we brought him in. 94, I'm pretty sure, was us. I'm pretty sure Jumbo at some point was the champion. But anyway, the point, it's Masawa now. I think Jumbo was the champ when we bought them. I'm not sure about that. All Japan tag titles, that's going to be even more confusing. Kobashi was... Why? Probably should just get that belt on Kobashi. I mean, he's way less over than Jumbo, but... We should, in 1995, we should get Kobashi over. That's a bold stance. I think we should do it. Anyway, the main champs for this belts have been Terry and Steve. This has kind of just become the Nitro Tag Champions, which is now Ron Simmons and Dustin Rhodes. You know, All Japan legends. Light heavyweight title. This one's bounced around a little bit. It was Jushin Thunder Liger to start. He lost to Eddie. He lost it back to Liger. Sabu had a pretty brief, very brief, zero defense run with it. Lost it back to Brian Pillman. And now it's Ultimo. I mean, Ultimo's getting over. People want to put Ultimo over. I'm cool with it. U.S. title. So we started with Rick Rude. He lost to Ron Simmons. He lost to Vader. He lost to Stan Hansen. He lost to Dustin Rhodes. He lost to Steve Austin. Steve Austin had, like, the reign with the U.S. title in this save. I mean, everyone else had, like, a defense or two. Steve Austin, 15 defenses with that U.S. title before dropping it to Cactus Jack. Women's title. Well, I don't remember Malia Hosaka. Oh, did we start this title in, like, Smoky Mountain? No, I don't. I do not remember Malia Hosaka winning the women's title. Did we? But also, we must have made this title. I have no idea. But it's bull. It's been bull for a long time. Heavyweight title. I mean, this is the big dog. This title has kind of changed more than I thought it was. Lex was the champion when we came in, and we had to lose. He had to lose. He was leaving. Since then, it's been Sting. It's been Dustin Rhodes. It's been Sting again. It's been Vader. It's been Sting. It's been Stan Hansen. And then it was Sting. I think you're maybe sensing a pattern with how these titles go. Currently, the champion is Steve Austin. Tag titles. You're probably going to notice another pattern with this one. Let's see. So we have Steamboat and Dustin Rhodes when this starts, and then it goes to the Steiners, and then it goes Mike Awesome and Rick Rude. That was a very brief defense, and then Steiners, and then Dustin and Sabu, and then Steiners, and then Steve Williams and Terry Gordy, and then Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, and now the Steiners. So as you can tell, when it comes to the WCW World Heavyweight title and the tag team titles, we kind of just keep going to the well over and over again with those ones. And TV titles, I think, changed quite a bit, too. See, we've had Steve Austin, then Severn, Regal, Liger, Steamboat, Hennig, Steamboat, Bigelow, and now Randy Savage. I gotta be honest, TV title is not a belt I care, like, I'll just put that on whoever. I'll just be like, this person doesn't need stuff to do. I'll make him the TV champion. Like, that's not a belt we plan stuff out for. Which I think is kind of the purpose of the belt. It's TV title. It's supposed to defend it on TV. Although people rarely defend it on TV. I'm bad about that. Yes, you missed them signing Hoodfoot. I couldn't believe you weren't here, Zodiac. That was such a Zodiac thing to happen. You could add the 6-man tag titles. I mean, I could. I could do that. We barely have enough tag teams for 2 sets of tag belts. I don't think we really need trios belts. Who's Hoodfoot? Hoodfoot is a deathmatch indie wrestler from the Midwest. And in the AEW, he got signed to NXT because, I don't know, why not, I guess. All right, here we go. Still grinding these Canada house shows, getting our 1 point increase in size. Consentido. This does not look like a referee. This looks like just a man that works at the concession stand or something. Hulk Hogan wins big. Oh, he won the Rumble, brother. He's going to WrestleMania. Let's see what the Rumble got a 74. Not great. Hogan won the Rumble. $1 Million Man beat British Bulldog to retain the WWF. All right. I don't know if the game knows to book the Rumble winner against the champion at Mania, but it looks like we're doing Hogan and DiBiase at what would this be? WrestleMania 11, I think, in 95. The bots coming in asking me for cheap viewers keep coming earlier and earlier. Crazy that DiBiase, a guy who we just kind of let walk because I was like, he's getting kind of old. He went right over and got belted up, huh? Good for him. I'm trying to figure out when he won the title. Let's see. Probably at Survivor Series. Yes, he beat Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. I can't see it from here. Okay, cool. Hey. Again, good for him. What else did they have? Tatanka beat the Mountie for the Intercontinental title. Legion of Doom beat Lex Luger and Storm, JW Storm, inexplicable jobber who's been getting a push the whole time. They just brought him in, you know, shiny new toy. They got to put him over. I don't know. Mania 11 was Bigelow Football Man. Yeah, I believe so. That sounds right. So even though DiBiase and Hogan, I'm kind of like, that's kind of late for that being the main event. It probably would be better than Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow. So I guess there's that. I guess there's that. All right, here we go. Go home Nitro for this clash. I, it's weird to say I go home for the Clash of the Champions, but that's what this is. Okay, where are we going? Yeah, no, 1995, not a good year for American wrestling. WWF and WCW were bad. Tri-State, we haven't been to since the 14th. Last time we were here, we went to the Izod Center in New Jersey. So it's probably time to go to Pennsylvania. So we're going to go to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Yeah, no Raw is weird. I wish that was the thing. I should have thought when I transferred the save from 2020 to 9, I should have gone in the editor and like made Raw active. But yeah, it's super because you can't set that up in the mod to make them turn the TV show on or whatever. But yes, it's very weird. We should probably farm creative finishes for the Clash. So, all right, near certainty, great. Likely, okay. Safe bet for Arn Anderson. He's not on the Clash tomorrow. Near certainty for Dr. Death. All right, okay. He is not winning the Triple Crown from Jumbo. But you know what? We could use that tonight. We could use that tonight in like a tag match. Ricky Steamboat and Razor Ramon got into a heated argument. I assume Ricky told the Razor that he was the shits. Rick Rude wants to put Owen Hart over. Okay. We can work with that. We can work with that big time. We could do that tonight. Because we're putting Owen and Regal. We're trying to push them as like a babyface tag team right now. They could beat Rick Rude and Rick Rude's friend in a tag match. That sounds great. Training. My stewed Randy Savage has spotted that there has been some recent heat between Rick Rude and Genichiro Tenryu. Okay, interesting. Thank you, Macho Man. You're much better than Dax at being a stooge. And probably like most things. Alright, so last week we went to Osaka Joe Hall for like no reason. I was just like, I'm bored, let's do a show in Japan. But it turned out good. We got a 91. Alright. So, the Clash we're running tomorrow, which right now I only have 6 matches on it. I don't know if we're going to add more. Usually it's only a 2-hour show, but we can make it longer if we want. We have Austin defending the title against Jumbo. That's the main event. We have Misawa defending the Triple Crown against Dr. Death. We've got Ultimo taking on Marty Jannetty for the light heavyweight title. We got Rick Rude taking on Vader. We got Stan Hansen taking on Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And we got Sabu taking on Bam Bam Bigelow. We don't have a tag title match on the card. And I don't know what it would be if there was one. I guess they would wrestle Pillman and Jerry Lynn again. Which, I mean, we could do that. When are you going to go to Mexico? Brother, we have like... when we buy AAA or CMLL and actually have Pop there, that's when we'll go to Mexico. Did we keep that storyline going? For the tag titles? We did. I mean, there's no reason not to run this back. Did we do the 6-man tag match, like the Nitro before last week? Yeah, we sure did. We could run the 6-man tag back. We could... Screw it, man. It's a rematch. Sabu, Dustin, and Ron taking on Bam Bam and Brian Pillman and Jerry Lynn. And this time those guys are going to win because I want to set up a shoddily set up tag team title rematch for the Clash. So let's have Pillman pin, I don't know, Dustin Rhodes. And let's have it be Tainted. And that will be our very, very loose setup for doing a tag title rematch. Oh. Oh. Okay. Dustin, you've got like low 80s pop. Pillman. Dustin. Dustin! You gotta do that job, Dustin. Alright, we'll have Ron do it. Although that's pretty fucked up. What's your pop? Lower. Alright, fair enough. Jerry Lynn is causing it. But Jerry Lynn's not, he's not involved. It's fine. Dustin's just a little prima donna. That's all. Alright. Let's do a 6-man tag. I think that's how we'll do the Owen and Rick Rude thing and still have it kind of make sense. Let's do Owen and Steve Regal and Vader, because Vader is feuding Rick Rude right now. And then they will wrestle Rick Rude and, I don't know, 2 heels. Probably 2 NWO guys. Which maybe doesn't make the most sense, but... Taue and Kawada. Get in there. These guys like 12 minutes. And Owen Hart is going to pin Rick Rude because that's what Rick Rude wanted. And I said, you got it, big dog. Alright, let's, storylines, world title scene, extremely high. Okay. I feel like we should just do the 2 title matches, right? Like, we should just, for our main event, we should just go, like, we should just do, like, champions versus challengers. Austin and Misawa taking on Jumbo and Dr. Death, right? I mean, that just makes sense. Who needs, let's see, Jumbo is good. Austin's is poor, which is interesting. And then for the Triple Crown, Misawa is also poor. Alright, so the heels definitely need to win. Although Dr. Death isn't even in that feud because he's in the feud with Terry Gordy. So let's have Terry Gordy interfere. Let's have Misawa pin Dr. Death when there is interference from Terry Gordy. And let's make sure this advances the Triple Crown scene storyline. It will advance the world title scene. That one I don't have to worry about. Okay, we've booked a lot of matches so far. We've probably booked all the wrestling we even need, to be honest, because all these matches are kind of long. Let's book some promos. Ultimo and Marty That. Oh, all right. Teddy Long. Teddy Long, you get out there with Marty Jannetty. And you run down that Ultimo Dragon fella. About how he's not retaining that light heavyweight title at Clash tomorrow. You're looking at the next light heavyweight champion playa. It's Marty Jannetty. All right, Rick Rude and Vader are wrestling Hanson and Gordy. All right, that's another one. Gordy does come out in the main event, but let's have. You know what? Let's have Hanson then run out after the main event. Let's do like a big brawl. So Stan would be fighting, and Terry would be fighting. And then everyone else out there would be fighting. Steve Austin would be fighting. Misawa. Jumbo. Steve Williams. Big Donnybrook to end the show. Y'all think Donnybrook is one word or two words? I think Conan is the WWF, weirdly enough. Let's also give Stan a promo earlier in the night. Just Stan Hansen. This is one of those ones I'm not giving him a lot to work on here. I'm just like, Stan, you're wrestling Terry Gordy. You're mad he kicked you out of the NWO. You're mad what he did to Dr. Death. Go get him, big guy. And then he's going to go out there and cut a promo. You can just say Casas. I'm not going to think you mean like Red Sox first baseman Tristan Casas. I'll know you mean Negro Casas. I got it. Tenru. We have to blow off this Tenru and Sasuke thing because Tenru is going to the other brand very soon to join the Four Horsemen. So we have to add that. All right, this clash is going to like 3 hours. What I would really love to do for this is have it be like a loser leaves Nitro match and then Sasuke pins him, but there's no chance. There's no shot in hell. So we're just gonna have Tenru cut a promo about how he's gonna beat some respect into great Sasuke tomorrow night at the Clash of Champions. I made that an actual storyline, right? Alright, who's this great Sasuke guy? That's what it's called. Okay. We'll call this a storyline development. Tenru is going to beat respect to Sasuke tomorrow at Clash. Sting. Sting is not fucking booked on this Clash of the Champions, which is crazy. We just talked about how he's constantly winning the title. Is there anything we could, like, just looking at this roster, I mean, he could wrestle Kobashi or, like, Mike Awesome on the, or Negro Casas. That would be crazy. Also, adding a ninth match to this clash is a little wild. Um, let me see something here. I want. Uh, no, this isn't what I want. Personal details is what I want. Oh, he speaks English. I didn't realize that. I don't know if we've ever had him cut a promo. But let's do it. This is nuts. Sting cut a promo about how Clash of the Champions tonight, and your old pal the Stinger doesn't have a match. This is an open challenge, and then Negro Casas, who was in a tag match last week in Japan against Sting. It was Sting and Ultimo against Marty and Negro Casas. So I guess in a weird way, we did kind of build this up. And he's going to come out and say, you know, you didn't take me seriously in that tag match. You underestimate me because I'm from Mexico. You don't understand my style. I'm going to shock the world at Clash of the Champions. I can't believe this is a match that's going to happen. This clash has Tenryu versus Sasuke and then Sting versus Negro Casas. Make that a storyline now so the game doesn't yell at me at the clash tomorrow. What storyline is... Oh, I already put him in the Triple Crown feud. That's what I did, because I'm gonna move him over to that eventually. Listen, sometimes you do what you gotta do. Sometimes you add Negro Casas into the Triple Crown feud for no real reason. I would assume if you have like Spanish as your default language, it probably has a different filter, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe they just have to fucking deal with it. That would be crazy. Oh, you know, I wanted to do something with Paulie Dangerously. Do you have... What we got character ideas for Paul? Oh, we got a safe bet. Very warm. Okay. Maybe that'll help him a little bit. Let's have these guys cut a promo after the 6-man tag later, basically setting up the tag title match. So let's do Paulie, Pillman, Jerry Lynn standing there talking about Ron and Dustin. This is probably a backstage thing. Nightmares to rematch after winning 6-man tag earlier tonight. Okay, and we have enough time for like a squash match. You know what? I was just saying this is the year 1995, we got to get Kobashi over. He's going to beat Razor Ramon. A guy that we spent a lot of time and energy trying to get over that we could have probably spent on Kobashi because he would have got over a lot easier. Razor Ramon is better. Oh, I thought I said the 6-man tag to be storytelling. Well, let's let's fix that. I'm glad I checked that because I thought it was just going to be for Razor being mad. Now it's just for Razor being mad. Okay. Let's open with that 6-man tag. And then let's move this like way later. I don't want it to be like right afterwards. Tenru promo, second out, sure. Yeah, I think this should be good. I think the main event should be really good. I'm gonna say a 90. I'll say you know what? We got a 92 and a 90 in the chat. I'll guess a 91, which is the dumb pick. I sandwiched myself in the middle. I'll take it. This was a lot better than the first 6-man tag they had. I don't know what that was about. I will take an 87. That is a hot open. '95 Tenru promo. He cooked. That's why he's joining the Horsemen. He's a great worker. He's a great talker. He's gonna look good in a suit. He's gonna be the best Horseman there's ever been, other than I guess Ric Flair. But you know what? I might take a Tenru match over Ric Flair match. I don't know. An 80? And I was super right. All that time and energy we put into Razor Ramon should have been spent on Kobashi. Kobashi's just kind of been like an NWO underling for like a year now, and he's so much better than Razor Ramon. How is Dustin World Champ? Listen, 1992 was real different. We had a real different roster. We hadn't bought All Japan yet. I was looking for a young guy to push. Dustin was there. '89 promo. Now, granted, Negro Casas did perform poorly. So I gotta think Sting alone probably would have gotten 100 here, and Negro Casas brought him down 11 points. But on the other hand, Negro Casas only brought him down 11 points. Negro Casas could have brought him down 30 points. So, okay. All right. Okay. 99 Stan Hansen promo. All right. 90 for this 6-man tag. That's wild. Chat, remind me when I'm booking Clash that I need to advance the storylines for the Dr. Death and Terry Gordy matches because they're not wrestling wrestling each other, but that storyline's continuing, you know? This cooked. This went crazy. Kawada's another one. Kawada's out here getting 74s, and I don't know. Putting all the Japanese guys in one group like made sense when we brought them all in, but now we gotta like turn some of them face, you know. Kobashi would be a good one for that. We should turn Kobashi face at some point. And we followed up that awesome match with a Teddy Long and Marty Jannetty promo. So probably not ideal placement. 96. This one did a lot better. I wonder if giving Paul a little bit of momentum helps, because him and Brian have been getting like 80, middling, like low 80 promos. And now this time they came out with a 96. Maybe that feud's just hot. I don't know. Hard to say. 90 main event. Okay. Thought we might get like a 95 on this main event, but you can't be upset with a 90. That's a very good main event. And then 75 for the, oh my god, look at, and we lost heat for everything. Great. Oh my god, we got Clash of the Champions tomorrow night. We'll see you there. 92. Who had the 92? Zodiac. Congratulations. I now regret going in the middle of your two guesses. That's good Nitro. You know what? We didn't even get the bonus. If we had gotten the bonus, this show would have been like a 96. I was gonna say, like, this was a hell of a Nitro. Do very long brawls do well? Because in my experience, they don't. Although I don't usually do them with like very over acts. Maybe if I did like 6 minute, like maybe a 6 minute brawl with those guys would do better. Maritimes and Chubu, Chubu, Chubu. Get out of here, Greg Gagne. Six minutes for brawling seems like a long time, but I also book a lot of 6 minute promos that should be 2 minute promos, so what difference does it make, really? Oh no. Brr, brr, brr. Brr, brr, brr. Sabu's got opinion. Sabu says Jerry Lynn doesn't connect with the fans and I should get rid of him. Gonna delete that one, Terry. People watch Nitro. All right, and then we're gonna go right into Clash. Which we're gonna change to a 3-hour show. We're gonna need it. Oh, and while we're here, let's spend 100 grand on a set. All right, where are we clashing? Where are we clashing? Where else haven't we gone since December? We got New England, but we wouldn't really draw well in New England or the Northwest, really. Midwest, Mid-South. Let's go Mid-South. Let's see. We did Starcade Night 1 in Texas. So let's go to not Texas if we can. Let's go to McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, I believe. Yes, Denver. Should be TB. Oh, and Rogers. Yeah, sure. Yep. Booking team meeting. Give me finishes. Safe bet. I'll take that. Safe bet. I'll take that. Safe bet for Ron Simmons. I'll take that. A likely for Vader. Good meeting. Good meeting. I hate to say it, but ever since we got Eddie Gilbert out of here, we've been, I feel like our creative is kind of back on track. Sorry, Eddie. Sean Waltman is being influenced by Paul Lee. Oh, no. Tenru trained Ray Tamada. Steamboat trained Mike Austin. Steve Austin is still in a point where he can be trained. That's wild. He's the world champion. Kyohei Wada create a fun atmosphere by pulling a rib on Jim Ross. Alright. Shivani yelled at Bobby Heenan. Classic. Heat between Paulie and Bobby Heenan. Yeah, that checks out. Dustin Rhodes yelled at Bobby Heenan. Lady Apache yelled at Bobby Heenan. Gary Albright yelled at Bobby. Stop yelling at Bobby. Remind me after this. You guys, you could have reminded me when we were looking at title history. I was right in there. But remind me after this. I'll do it. I'll change the title picture. Kobashi and Waltman got into an argument. All right. Okay, we can inspire here, but I think I'm going to save that for an actual pay-per-view. I think we're going to save that for Sold Out. So let's just do some team bonding. Let's see. We made new tensions between Steve Regal and Dustin Rhodes. That's not great. We created new tensions between Tenryu and Steve Williams. And we created new tensions between Steve Williams and Steve Austin. Name heat. It seems like this Steve Williams guy might be a bit of a dickhead. All right, here we go. From the top. Steve Austin. I guess I could just do it right here from titles. We don't have to wait until after. Edit title. Picture. Oh, the WCW Cruiser tags here are crazy. There you go. Hey, all right. WCW World Heavyweight Title. I think we're going 16. I don't think Jumbo has a lot of stamina. Let's see. 70-78. That's not bad. Steve's is about the same, actually. All right. So I don't think we need to go much longer than... In fact, even at 16 minutes, I might tell them to do slow build. Which I assume they're both going to have plenty of psychology for. Steve's... We still don't really know. Steve still has a big... He has 70 to 100. He's got 80 and 90. Yeah, we'll be fine. Steve is going to simply win. That's kind of the point of giving Jumbo this shot. It's just a guy Steve can beat. We don't... No funny business. Steve is going to win an open, slow build match. And we're going to use a creative finish to get the best score possible. There we go, near certainty. Yeah, I mean, this would be a good place to debut the new belt. Jumbo is unhappy at the booking of this match. Listen, Jumbo, big dog, my man. You know what, we could... It's been a while since we've simply talked to somebody. Let's try it. I'd like to consider putting someone over in a match, and I would like that person to be Steve Austin. I am willing to do that. Okay, I'm glad you see things my way, Jumbo. Appreciate that, big dog. Let's go. All right, Triple Crown. Misawa takes on Dr. Death. I'm assuming we're gonna... Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a wild brawl. We might have a couple wild brawls on this one. We got some wild brawlers here. Yeah, and he's got 88-96 pure. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go 12-minute wild brawl. Alright, so here's where we have to think. Because Dr. Death and Terry are still in a feud. But they had bad chemistry in their singles match. So what do we want to do to blow that feud off? Do we want to have them find tag partners and get back in the tag division? Do we want to do a triple threat match and loop either like Vader, or like Stan. Stan, actually, a triple threat match with Stan would make the most sense. That's what we'll do. So here, I think we're actually just going to have Misawa win. So this might be earlier than the other match. Do we have... Oh, we do have a Misawa finish. It is only a likely. Let's use it. Let's give it a shot. I'm just going to Misawa win this match. Oh, and we're going to advance the storyline. Oh, no, I didn't do that. Advanced storyline. Miracle Lines Connection explodes. Let's do that. So we're actually going to put this earlier than the Stan Hansen-Terry Gordy match. Which will also be a wild brawl, I assume. Based on those guys. I mean, I'm going to double check the skills, but there's probably no reason to. There's probably... Actually, I will say Gordy's brawling. Maybe not as high as I thought, but we're still going to do well. Well, maybe we don't want to overload the show with wild brawls. Maybe we'll do, like... We do need a storytelling match. Maybe I'll tell these guys to do it. So I'll give them, like, 14. Give them storytelling. And this match is going to be a draw. When Dr. Death runs out and attacks both of them. Well, I guess he would attack... if he wouldn't attack both of them, that wouldn't really make sense. But for the sake of this, we're going to have him run out and it's going to be a no contest. So I'm going to put in that he attacks both of them. But what's going to happen is he's going to interfere and the match is going to get thrown out. Stan Hansen is unhappy. I mean, it's a draw, Stan. Stan, it's a draw. It's a double DQ draw. Do I want to keep him strong? No, I don't. I want to give him money after that. We'll keep him strong. It's Stan. It's a storytelling. That's between keeping Stan strong and the storytelling. That's probably not going to be a great match. So we probably won't put it this high. I think we're opening with the Triple Crown now. Or I guess not opening because I think you need to warm the crowd up for it. Anyway, light heavyweight title, Ultimo and Marty. I'm going to tell him to steal the show. And Ultimo is just going to win. Ultimo is hot right now. Okay. Rick Rude and Big Van Vader. Now, this is one I need to figure out. Are we keeping this going? Let's see. Here's what Vader sidekick. Tomorrow, Rick Rude defeated Big Van Vader. They had a 99 match at Starrcade. I don't know if we're going to full 3. This is one of the problems. This is the one drawback of doing the Notepad stuff like live. In AEW, I would already have my next pay-per-view like blocked out, and I would know like, okay, here's what Vader's doing, here's what Rude's doing, here's who needs to win. In this case, I don't. But Rick Rude can't win twice, so Vader's got to win this. And then that'll protect us either way, right? Because whether we do a third match or not, you know, we can do a third match, or they could move on and be like, Vader got his win back, you know? don't love that these finishes are likelies. I think we forgot a finish on Stan Hansen and Gordy. Yeah, we did. It's going to a draw, so we have to dip in to the safe bets, but that's fine. We did Hansen and Gordy already. Sabu and Bam Bam Bigelow, which is a match you would think would be a wild brawl, but it's not going to be because Sabu is actually not as good of a brawler as you think. We run into this every time. Yeah. Good at hardcore, not good at brawling. And our product, I don't think even uses hardcore as a stat. This feud is probably going to continue unless they have dog shit chemistry. Oh, they're like the same too. I'm going to see if we can put Sabu over. I'll give him like a flash pin. And then, you know, it's kind of the same thing with the Vader thing. Like, if we want to continue this feud, we can continue it. If not, hey, Sabu won and that's it. Oh, we have a Sabu creative finish. I don't like that these are all likelies, but if we're going to use likelies, I want to use them on a Clash and not a pay-per-view. So let's use these likelies. Why did it have to be Knicks? I saw a thing that, like, it was like the last 3 times the Knicks were in, or maybe even 4 times that the Knicks made the conference finals, they've all been against the Pacers, which is weird. That's super weird. Tag title rematch. Braun and Dustin taking on Brian and Jerry. Pillman is very popular. I don't think I really want him to win the tag titles with Jerry Lynn. Yeah, these guys chased the tag titles for a long time. I think they should retain them. So I'm going to have Ron win because he didn't cry about losing. He's going to pin Jerry. It's going to be open. Also, I think we had a Ron Simmons creative finish. Yeah, we did. Safe bet. Beautiful. Tenryu and Sasaki. Or Sasuke, excuse me. I want to give them time. I want to make it be like, oh, damn, like, Sasuke really went with them. But, like, in the end, couldn't get to, you know, in the end, Tenryu was better. I don't know. I feel like this might be too long for that, but we're telling stories, as the kids say. By the kids, I mean me. I mean me. I say that. Let's give him a safe bet. This is going to end the feud, because Tenryu's, like, pretty much immediately going to the next brand. So let's end the storyline. Actually, I might do a handshake after this, so let's not end it here. And then we got Sting and Negro Casas opening the show. Or probably not opening the show, but the last match I booked. Is there any world where Sting has tech? No, there's not. Okay, thought I would check. Because I know Negro Casas is really good at tech. This is honestly very similar to the Sasuke and Tenryu match. I'm gonna give them like 16. It's gonna be open. Sting's gonna win, obviously, but the idea is like we're hoping Negro Casas has a really good performance against him and gain some overness. That's what we're hoping for here. Do I have any more safe bets? Ah, I do. Alright, and then we need to book promos, because we haven't booked any. Is there anyone left off the show? Owen and Regal. Owen and Regal should definitely cut a promo. about wanting to win the tag titles. That should for sure happen. Well, if Owen and Regal are going after the tag titles, I suppose Pillman and Jerry Lynn should win. But I just don't really want to do that. But this game hates face-face feuds. Maybe it's time to turn the Nightmares heel. There's an idea. I don't know. We'll think about it. He's been a face for a while now, right? Yeah. Ron kind of just turned, didn't he? Yeah, he just turned. Pillman and Jerry Lynn kind of have to win those tag belts. Unless I don't know. We'll think of something. Because I don't know what I'm doing with Dustin and Ron if they're not the tag champions. Anyone else? Oh, the women haven't really been booked at all, but that's probably a dark match if we're being real with ourselves. Kenta Kobashi, you're recognizable. You have more momentum. I assume you speak English now. Yep, you've been here a while. You should have charisma. You should have microphone. He's better as a face. Agreed. Alright, listen. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. 1995 is the year of Kenta Kobashi. He's not fully turning face here, right? But he's got in this promo. There is going to be some, like, you know, I've been in the background too much. 1995 is when I step out into the foreground. Like, kind of leaving some little hints that maybe he's not super happy being an underling in the NWO. Okay, there's no one else that, like, super needs to get a promo. So let's just have people hype their matches. We will do the classic backstage. These guys are about to walk out. Hype promos for Austin and Jumbo. Love doing those. Battle Cat is on Saturday night, brother. So is Flair. They are not on this Nitro brand show. Alright, we're going to put this match, like, way up here. I don't think we're opening with it. Did I make this a Wild Brawl? I did. Okay. So let's have Dr. Death cut a promo backstage. And he's gonna be tilted. He's gonna be like, you know, Terry Gordy, you're sticking your nose in my business. You cost me the Triple Crown. I'll kill you. You know, just losing his mind. Next time I see you, you're a dead man. So that'll be how that match goes to a no contest. It's like he goes out, he's attacking Terry. Stan goes like pull him off. He pushes Stan. Like he's losing it. He's out of his mind. Let's call this storyline development. I did put Terry off screen. Okay, I put Terry off screen. Okay, good. Sabu, Bayman, Rick Rude. I don't know. Well, let's start putting this in order, and then I'll try to figure out a promo where I need him. I don't think you can. I don't think it's good to open with Wild Brawls. I think you need to warm the crowd up a little bit. So I think we are, in fact, just going to open with Sting and Negro Casas and just hope for the best. And then we're going to do the Wild Brawl. And then, hey, how about right after Masaba? Let's do 1995 as the year of Kenta Kobashi. I like that. Let's do... yeah, let's do Sasuke and Tenryu. And tag titles. And then no one really wants Bam Bam Bigelow. Rick Rude and Vader is probably like the semi-main, eh? Yeah, then we have a Steal the Show, we have a storytelling, we have a regular match. Then we have some time in between, and then boom. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. We should book at least one promo between, because we have like 4 matches in a row here, which is a lot. So we should at least book 1 or 2 promos here. So let's see. Let's have Ultimo just celebrate his title victory, or retaining his title. That's easy. And then... oh, I said that, I mean, let's try it. Let's try a 6-minute fight. Let's see if you're right, Zodiac. Let's do Steve Williams fighting. Terry Gordy fighting. Stan Hansen fighting. We'll just do serious, that's fine. Big 3-way brawl after match. That'll do it for the main card. Let's book a couple dark matches. Something with the women for sure. Let's do a 4v4, like 2 women and 2 men situation. So let's start with heels. So obviously we're gonna do Bull. And I mean, gotta do Toyota. Let's do Bull, Toyota, Taue, and Kawada. What a team. Taking on Debbie. Debbie. Debbie, Megumi Kudo, and the Headhunters. This is a match, let me tell you, folks. I would like Debbie to pin Toyota, I guess. We're still trying with Debbie. Like, at some point we want to do her and Bull. And then I would also like to do a pre-show match with Jericho and Lance Storm taking on, oh, I don't know. Waltman's here. Did we call up Waltman too? I don't recall doing that. I don't know where Ray is. That's a good question. Maybe he's hurt? I don't know. Let's try Too Cold and Sean Waltman as a team. That could work. 10 minutes. You guys go nuts. We're going to give Jericho the win. I mean, not nuts, but, you know, it's an open match. That's the show. I think that's it. Can this get a 100? I don't think so. I don't think a Steve Austin and Jumbo Tsuruta main event is getting us 100. But I do think it'll be a very good show, so I'm going to say a 96. I'm guessing high. $62 here. Jericho and Lance Storm do have chemistry. We got to work them in. If I remember correctly, one of them's a face and one of them's a heel, which is unfortunate. So we got to change that. But yeah, I think Lance is like no pop, so for him to get a 57 is actually quite good. Oh, we're turning him heel. Okay. But I've already thought of this. Good. All right, we got a 65 here. Kawada was the best guy in this match for sure. Toyota was off her game. Come on, Manami. Come on, Manami. But yeah, it was a dark match. It was fine. Michael Hayes did some good work at ringside, right? With the headhunters. Right. 85 for Sting and Negro Casas. I mean, we'll take it. Great. It was kind of all Sting. It was kind of a Sting carry job. But I'm curious to see if this gets Negro Casas any pop. Just having a real good match with Sting. 84. The finish was a failure. Well, that sucks. Because this probably should have at least been an 87 or 88. But an 84 is quite good. I will take, especially for like second match on the card. I will definitely take that. Kobashi promo, a 72? I'll take it. You know, especially for like a mid-card guy, a 72 is a decent promo. $78. I might have forgotten to put Terry Gordy interference in that match with Steve Williams and Misawa. In which case, if I did, oops. Because that's why he's mad. That's why he's like flipping shit. 82. Another failure on the creative finish. That sucks. That sucks. Although considering they got a 78, 56, an 82 with a bad creative finish is wild. A 90 for the tag match. These guys cooked. We finally had a finish work. Which I gotta say is probably a big reason this got a 90. Because the math kind of isn't mathing otherwise. Regal has a gimmick that's getting stale. Well, let's change that. Because he actually has kind of changed his gimmick. He's a babyface now. He can play swagger, legitimate, Weasley underdog. Well, he's not really an underdog right now. He's kind of just being like, he's kind of just doing Steven Regal, but I'm like heel learning to be a babyface. That's kind of the gimmick he's doing. Which is not legitimate or swagger. So we're just going to give him standard, I guess. And call it heel learning to be a face. Likely, don't like that. Let's just, yeah. And it is... It's a little... It's safe, but it's kind of unique. I'll say it's like safe and unique. Which is an interesting combination of things. A 90? Okay, so this is continuing. For Bam Bam and Sabu. That will keep going. And a 90 for Ultimo and Marty. Yeah, Ultimo's out here getting 89s. Ultimo's a guy now. Ultimo held the belt up. Very excited. Uh-oh. So the creative finish was a failure, and we protected Stan, and it was storytelling. So we lost like 15 points off this match. That sucks. Well, I'm glad we moved it down the card. All right, three-way brawl. All right, Zodiac was right. Just add some minutes to these brawls. How long, brother? You shouldn't keep asking every stream because it's a long time. It's still like 11 months or something. 98. Oh, 1 point down from Starcade. Come on, boys. No, it was a great match, obviously. I mean, if they've had a 99 and a 98, they should probably have a third match. We should probably keep this going. Promos, setting up the main event. All right, here we go. Come on, Jumbo. Come on, Steve. This is a big one, Steve. This is your first title defense as the top dog. Let's go. Let's go. 99 main event from Stunning Steve and Jumbo Saruta. Hit him with the stun gun. That's impressive. That's a big boy to get up there for that stun gun. Can't stop getting 100s. Can't stop, won't stop. That was the angles for sure. We didn't even have a 100 rated segment on the show. But we'll take it. Okay, made 600 grand. We had a 100 rated show, and it only improved our popularity in the Maritimes. What? Oh, we don't even get to do a scrum? Aww. Alright. We might have to do a little bit of Notepad time. Either before or after Saturday night. Our broadcasting deal with Gaora. I don't think we need that because we have that. This is the one we need though. Our Nippon TV. We need to keep that. Debbie Malenko doesn't connect with the fans, says Sabu. All right, thanks. 505,000 for Clash. Sure, let's go. Let's go renew whatever deal with Nippon TV. It's our events deal. We definitely need to keep that. Oh, we have the same problem in AEW where there are more episodes remaining than time, and I don't chat. Does anyone here know what happens? Because this runs out in 2 weeks, but we have 9 episodes remaining, which is obviously not going to happen in 2 weeks. Does it just renew for the 9 episodes? Like, I don't know. I don't know what happens. Nope. So it's going to run out, and then we have to make a new one? Is that what happens? We set our deal with Nippon TV for Saturday night until the year 2000? That's... What? Okay, I don't remember doing that, but sure. Maybe it counts as breach of contract. Oh, that's not good. Can we at least extend our deal for Nitro? Oh, I thought it said February. Did it not say February 1996? Did I make that up? Oh, 1996. Duh, that's a year from now. I just saw February and was like, we got to renew it. All right. All right, so Sold Out is next. That is a Saturday Night brand pay-per-view, and that is the 29th. So that's soon. That is soon. And then we have Super Brawl on February 26th, which will be a Nitro show, which I guess we should probably start figuring out now. All right, so here's Sold Out. This will be our next review. This one we got figured out. Austin Steamboat, Ric Flair, Hennig, Funk and Piper versus Avalanche and Finlay, Savage versus TV title against Eddie, Steiners versus Vampiro, and Widowmaker for the tag belts. Cactus takes on Severn for the U.S. title. Arn will take on Tenryu because Tully is leaving. And then Richard Slinger will take on Battlecat. We have Tenryu, Martel, and Levesque joining the Horsemen. I think I might have them debut in this match. I think that might be how Flair beats Hennig. I think we might have JPL and Martel debut as Horsemen. I think that might be the plan there. Maybe we do one each. Maybe one guy interferes in the Arn Tenryu match, one guy interferes in the Rick match to set up like, the new 4 Horsemen. But Tenryu has to show up like tonight, like, because this pay-per-view is soon. So we'll have to work on that. Oh, and of course, Richard Slinger takes on Battlecat. We all know that. All right, and then we have Super Brawl, Nitro brand, WCW title, Austin. He's a heel. Let's see. Who here? He needs the rest of the face. Alright, well, we are for sure doing Cien. We're doing Stan Hansen. I don't need to write their full names. We're doing Hansen versus Gordy versus Williams in a triple threat. We're definitely doing that. What face is gonna wrestle Austin? It could be Vader if we stop the Rick Rude feud. Could be Sabu. But that would be a crazy pay-per-view main event. I guess it could have been Dustin. See, this is the thing. If we would have done this ahead of time, we could have changed the tag team titles. I could have heated up Dustin or Ron Simmons. I mean, the only people that could be are Sting or Vader. And going back to the Sting match so soon we can't do it so soon. So it is Vader. That's a big match. And I did say I wanted to do Sting for the Triple Crown, so that's what we're doing. Kobashi involvement? Austin versus Rude versus Vader. I don't want to do 2 triple threats on the show. One is already too many. So we'll either blow off Rick Rude and Vader on TV. I mean, that'll be a great main event for a Nitro, or we'll just make Vader the number one. We'll do a number 1 contenders match on Nitro with Vader. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna write this down like up here. All right. So then Rick Rude is available for a feud. Oh, we're running Sabu and Bam Bam back. We wanted to get Brian Pillman into like a real feud. And we need a challenger for a light heavyweight title. Which I'm not trying to connect those two. We just did Ultimo Brian Pillman. Let me look at my Nitro roster here. Oh, we got to figure out the tag title situation. Tenru, I'm going to put you on Saturday Night right now. Jericho versus Ultimo. We're doing Jericho and Lance as a tag. Well, if those guys are heels... Marty's still here. Maybe Marty could start a tag team with somebody. The new Rockers. Negro Casas? I mean, Negro Casas has kind of proven himself. Okay. Actually, he's up quite a bit. He's up like 10 points since we signed him. Where is Rey Mysterio? Why weren't you on the pay-per-view, man? Are you hurt? I don't know. Maybe he was just working Mexico or something? I don't know what our contract is with him. Is Waltman a heel? I don't think Waltman's a heel. Apparently Waltman is on no brand because he's not showing up here. Oh, he's in rehab. Damn. Okay. I don't remember when that happened. All right, hold on. Show me faces. Sasuke, did you get anything? No, you... I mean, yes, because you were nothing, but you're still not even, like, recognizable. We're probably going to need to turn someone heel, I think. Although none of these people... Who am I putting against Rick Rude? Turning Sabu doesn't... Oh, we have Jumbo available. But we just did Rick Rude and Jumbo. That was the feud, like, right before this. We could do Jumbo and Brian Pillman. That's super weird, but it would probably work. Maybe Rude could get a tag partner and go for the tag belts? There's not really anyone here. I mean, him and Mike Awesome were former tag champs. Maybe they can get the band back together. I don't know. Rick Rude and Negro Casas going for the tag team titles. Is that insane? I think what we should actually do with Negro Casas is just put him against Ultimo. I mean, that's... And then tag titles, I think you do Nightmares versus... and then maybe you do like Owen Regal versus Jericho Storm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my plan is to get Kobashi involved in this. Maybe turn face, like maybe he turns face here to like help Sting or something. I wouldn't hate that. Turn face, help Sting win, and then do a non-title Misawa Kobashi feud. I think that would be fine. And then Sting could just defend that belt. God forbid Sting not have a belt for 5 minutes. But my plan is for Kobashi to be involved in that match, so he doesn't really need a singles match. Do you think Rude and Jannetty could be a team? Oh, and then we need to do Bull and Debbie. That is the tentative card for Super Brawl. It's kind of a weird show. Although I will say, top 3 matches: Austin versus Vader, Misawa versus Sting, and Hanson versus Gordy versus Dr. Death and Triple Threat. That's pretty good. Those are all pretty good. Does Sting have many more people? Listen, it's not about people. It's about telling stories. And that's how we're starting the Kobashi Misawa feud, by having him cost Misawa the title. Or, he doesn't have to. Misawa could beat Sting, and then Kobashi could help him afterward. Like, that doesn't have to be what happens. I just want him involved in that. We'll figure it out when we get there. We got 2 months. The show is in, April or whatever. March, whatever. But yeah, getting back to this, we need to, like, for Sold Out, and for this Saturday night we're, like, about to do right now, we need to, like, put the pedal to the metal on the Horseman stuff. Because Tully is leaving. Like, we need to write Tully off, like, tonight. And well, since Tully is let's just do the fucking Rick and Tully versus Arn and Kurt. That's the main event. Sounds good to me. I mean, we gotta go southeast. You're ending the show with the Horsemen all wrestling each other. That's southeast, man. That's the Omni. You go to Atlanta for the 4 Horsemen tag match. Booking team meeting. We might need to heat up some storylines for this pay-per-view. We got one for Misawa. Safe bet. I'll take that. Bit of a gamble. You know what? Let's try a finish. Safe bet for Ric Flair. Okay. Then let's go back to storyline ideas. Big gamble. No, thank you. Oh, I didn't know Chris Jericho was Roddy Piper's protege. Good for him. Let's see. Severance, Steve Austin, Mike Barton, and JPL getting some work here. Okay, Kyohei Wada was just being cheerful. Terry Funk created a silly game. Kurt Hennig told roads. I bet Kurt Hennig's road stories are wild. Alright. Just gonna skip that. All right, last week was the big turn, right? Yep, Rick and Tully beat down Hannah and Garner, refuses to hell, blah, blah. Okay. So we're going to open with those four guys cutting a promo, setting up a main event for later. It's going to be Rick and Tully talking shit about Kurt and Arn, who are then going to come out, be like, we're tired of being in your shadow. We're, you act like you're hot shit, and we can't match up to you. Well, we'll show you right here tonight at the Omni. And then we are going to do Rick and Tully versus Kurt and Arn. I'm going to give them time. I wonder who needs to win more, Kurt or Arn. I don't know. Probably doesn't matter. Arn has more history with Tully. Let's have him beat Tully. And then let's do a segment afterwards where like Tully tries to get his heat back. And then like Kurt and Arn start beating him up. And Rick goes like he's going to help Tully, but doesn't, right? Or like he kind of just waves his hands and walks off. And then Kurt, what could Arn and Kurt do? Like Spinebuster through a table? Spinebuster through a table, kind of a tame spot these days. But like 1995, people probably would have lost their mind. So let's do it like that. Let's call this storyline development. We'll give this 6 minutes. That seems to be... Let's do... DDT on the concrete? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Some kind of spot that today would be, like, kind of nothing. But in 1995, people would have been like, oh my god! We're just going to do Arn... Actually, I don't know if we can do 6 minutes for attack and victim. I'm going to do Arn attacker... Kurt attacker, Tully victim, and Ric Flair would be dramatic acting, question mark. Flair walks out as Kurt Arn hit big attack on Tully to write him off TV. In fact, why don't we ask Tully to take a stunt bump? I mean, if we really wanted to be jerks, we could ask him to take a crazy bump. Since, he's leaving and who cares. But I will be nice and ask him to do a stunt bump. Oh, he's not doing a stunt. Boo! Wouldn't even think about it. All right, so that's half an hour of this 90-minute show dedicated to the Horsemen. And that's what the people want. That's what the people... This is going to be a great episode. People love the Horsemen. All right. Oh, we also have to set up Steamboat as, like, the official challenger for the WCW title, which I think we'll just do with the promo. I don't think that's a match. I think it's just Steve Austin. I'm the champion. Next person's coming from this brand. Blah, blah, blah. Ricky Steamboat. I beat Hennig. I've got a lot of momentum. I'd love to take that title from you. Sold out. Okay, great. Funk and Piper. I don't think Funk and Piper have worked as a team yet. I know he saved Funk. Yeah, Piper hasn't. Piper hasn't had a match all year. All right, so let's do. They should make their debut as a team. Also, I should find out if they have a chemistry. That would be a good thing for me to find out. So let's do Terry Funk and Roddy Piper taking on. Actually, this could be good to set up an 8-man tag for it. Let's have them take on fucking Vampiro and the Widowmaker. Also, because these guys were kind of feuding. We're going to give them the storytelling match. We're going to have Vampiro pin Piper after interference from Avalanche. And then we're going to have a big old 8-man brawl with the 2 tag team feuds we have going on. So, of course, that would be... So the Steiners are basically going to run out to, like, even the odds or whatever. So we'll have Rick Steiner fighting, Scott Steiner fighting, Vampiro fighting, the Widowmaker fighting. I guess the Shockmaster should fucking be there, too. And then on the other side, or I guess the other feud, we have Terry, we have Piper, we have Avalanche, we have Dave Finlay. Riley, what's up, man? Okay, we did the big tag match last week with Randy and Eddie in the main event. Oh, we had Severn. I think we had Severn pin Cactus, which we need to use that as a promo. I think. Let me see. No, they were already feuding. I think. Like those guys did win, but I think the week before that I had. Yeah, Cactus is a coward, sure. Alright, oh, you missed Clash, buddy. You just missed it. We got 100 again. It went very well. We got Battle Lab. We got what we could do. We could do a 3v3. We could do Eddie, Ken Shamrock, and Dan Severn against Randy Savage, Cactus Jack, and a third guy. It probably should be Rick Martel, but I'm kind of purposely keeping Rick Martel off TV until he joins the Horsemen. They're getting Al Perez or Dan Spivey. They're getting Dan Spivey. Well, I know who's losing this match. Thanks for coming, Dan. Oh, we gotta do something with Slinger and Battle Cat. What's been going on with their feud? Valkyrie defeated Alvarez. Richard Slinger attacked him. Richard Slinger said he would. Okay. All right, so let's give Boogie Woogie a promo. On behalf of Battle Cat. Where he's basically going to be like, Richard Slinger, what do you mean I'm a cartoon character, baby? That's I'm as real as it gets, daddy. I don't think like I act like a cartoon character at all. We're two very serious guys. This Jimmy Valiant impression is an abomination. I apologize. But yes, the idea of the promo is he's like, how dare you call us cartoons while acting as cartoonish as possible. And then I think our old pal Richard Slinger should win a match. Give him a little bit. Richard Slinger hates gimmick wrestlers. Who's a gimmick wrestler? Kamala. Bing, bang, boom. I don't know if you're recognizable, but even if you're not recognizable, Kamala's recognizable, right? Yeah, Kamala's recognizable. This doesn't need 10 minutes. 8 is probably fine. Kamala's going to be pissed about this, but we don't care. We gave Kamala a short-term contract, and, like, it's Kamala. Do the job to Richard Slinger. Thanks. Warrior's about to leave. Tenryu has not showed up yet. He'll show. I think he'll have to show up next week. When it look. Well, he's gonna have to show up next week because he's wrestling Arn. Rick will have to show because next week I think is like already the go home for the sold out. So he'll have to show up as like a mystery partner for Rick or something. Rick will have him show up next week. There's not. We could do a JPL squash. I think that's the last thing we put on here. Is there anyone local with overness? No, because we're in the southeast. Well, there's B. Brian Blair, who I think he's already squashed B. Brian Blair. Duke Drosy, fucking Giant Baba. Bring Baba back in to get squashed by Triple H. I hate that. We're not doing that. Sika, you're old, man. Steve Kern. Steve Kern? That's a good hand to lose a match. Told JPL. You have very warm momentum. We'll be fine. We don't need 6 minutes, so I'm going to give this like 4. I gave a storytelling match. Yeah, it's just Kamala being mad. That's fine. Definitely opening with that Horseman promo. And then going right in. Let's go right into this tag match because you don't want to go right into fucking JPL or Kamala. Let's see, and then Jimmy Valiant. That's probably fine where it is. I think this is the order. I think that's it. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. Um, I mean that main event should be good. We might get hit with like no, it's extremely hot. No, it's gonna be that main event might get like a 98 or something. Like if Tully wasn't leaving, this probably would be the pay per view match. But Tully's leaving, so we're like quickly running him off TV to replace him. Yeah, I think it's gonna be another really good show. I think it's like a 94. Yeah, 95 promo. Yep, good, 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 good. 78 is better than I thought this would get, so I'll take it. Vampiro getting a 70. Good. Good. Widowmaker getting a 63. That's, I mean, for him, that's not bad. Worst guy in the match was Roddy Piper. So that's both good and bad. Then a big old 8-man melee. You know what? I added Shockmaster so he would feel included, and then he stunk the place up. That's on me. I should have told him in his fucking glittery helmet to sit in the back. Oh, a 53 for old JPL. Oh, I don't know. I mean, he did better than Steve Kern did. That's about the best we can say about this match. 67 for Richard Slinger and Kamala. Okay. Hopefully this does big things for Richard Slinger. And Jimmy Valiant getting an 80 promo. Hell yeah. Let's go, Jimmy. Uh, 78 for this 6-man tag. I assume Dan Spivey probably pulled this down a solid 10 points, but it is what it is. Someone had to be the third guy on that team. Otherwise, this would have just been the same tag match we did last week. Can't do that. To be fair, like a month ago, JPL was getting third. That is true. We have loaded him up with momentum. 100 for this promo. That checks out. That was kind of what I was expecting here. Austin and Steamboat should be great. I think I might give them like 25 or 30 minutes at the pay-per-view. Although, yes, Austin's stamina was not as high as I thought it would be. It was like 70s. Because I know Steamboat's got stamina for days, even in 95. So maybe we won't go 25. But I want to, I want them to like go for it. 91. Yeah, I mean, really, really good. Tully was off his game, probably because we told him, you're getting written off after this. You're getting spine bustered through a table and DDT'd on the floor. And he was like, oh, jeez. Don't like that. And then we wrote him off television. 93. Very good show. I mean, I think that would be a good show. Like, this stuff in here kind of stinks, but, like, we dedicated 30 minutes of the show to the Horsemen, and that stuff, that stuff's all, like, super hot. So I think it would be a really good show. Okay. Made money. Pop recap. Ooh. Kanto, we're up a point. In fact, let's check. Let's check our old pal, Jean Paul. I mean, it was pretty good. He's up like what, 11 points since we started put him on TV. He's a 47 in the Southeast, which is where we're running shows, so that's probably helping. I'm gonna be Ric Flair's protege. But yeah, I think we're just gonna get up to Monday and then probably call it. Yeah, it's 10 days sold out right around the corner. Arn Anderson is dating someone from outside of the business. Boo! Wrestle someone in the business. That's not fun. Quebec, great. I don't know why WCW isn't showing up on this Wednesday, but we know that it will be happening. That's very weird. I was just like double checking that there's only one more before the pay per view. And then the game was like, haha, there's none. And I was like, that's not correct. How long are you people that are like very mad at us still here? Like January 27th. All right, you're here for another week. Warrior. Another week. We don't talk about Keith Lee's move being called the Big Bang Catastrophe. We see what you're doing there, Keith. Who's squashing Koloff on Nitro? That's not even the brand he's on. The Saturday will be like the 26th, won't it? We'll have one more shot at it. Yeah, the 25th. Someone on Saturday will squash him. It's fine. Do you think we should bring Warrior back out for one more squash? Even though we wrote him off with like, you got burned in a casket or whatever. Do you think we should wheel him back out there to lose to fucking John Paul Levesque? We probably should. That's the thing. I'm laughing at it. We probably should do that. It would help him a lot. Oh, Richard Slinger, yeah, because he hates gimmicks. Yeah, JP, that's the thing. They're both funny. Richard Slinger will be like, the ultimate gimmick, the ultimate warrior. Although then, like, going from Ultimate Warrior to Battle Cat, like, it's kind of we're booking the wrong way, you know? Like, Ultimate Warrior should be the crescendo of that. Man, I can't wait until 30 years from now when this Stevie Richards guy talks about how shitty everything is. JPL and Slinger squash Warrior and Koloff in a tag match. I mean, logically, like in a kayfabe sense, that match doesn't make any sense, but it is what we need. It's what we need to happen. House show, Ontario. People watch Saturday night. Alright, going ahead one more day here, and then we're calling it. The killer in trouble. Yeah, he's a killer. Should be in trouble. Alright. That is... Oh, what's Steve Williams mad about? Hold on. media scrum in October. A match on Nitro. I genuinely have no idea what he's so mad about. So here's some money. Still angry. Still angry. Okay, well. Koloff don't care. Warrior don't care. Most of these I don't care, to be honest. Jesse Ventura is the manager without clients. He's been managing all these guys the whole time. Did I really fuck that up? Alright. That's going to do it. AEW should, honest to God, for real, be on Thursday this week. I know I keep saying that and it keeps not happening. But, like, there's no Knicks game. I don't have a dentist appointment for sure. I absolutely don't. There's no reason why it shouldn't happen on Thursday. Now, with that said, Nick's probably going to message me that day and be like, I can't make it or whatever. But, like, on God, Thursday AEW should be happening. Then, of course, we'll be back Tuesday. Looks like we'll be getting right into sold out. Yeah, it's only 6 days away. So we're going to have back-to-back big shows here for WCW. That'll be a lot of fun. And I'll see y'all then. YouTube, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, comment, come watch live Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 o'clock, twitch.tv/Warles. And that's it. Bye, everybody.